Right, schedule builders, running reports for a teacher list to see what teachers you have and how they are marked to be scheduled. So if I click on Empower Scheduler, I come all the way down to where the reports are. Click on that down here. And then I find my teacher list report, which is right here. If I click on that and then click here to submit, I now have a list of my teachers. On a Mac, you have to come down to the bottom right, you have to click and drag up so that you're catching all of the information, and then drag it so that you have just the heading rows. Do whatever you need to do to copy that, and then in Excel, do a paste special match destination formatting. Okay, so now you have your list of teachers. This is not an all-inclusive list. These are the teachers that are in Power Scheduler that are marked to schedule with you. If you look at it, you're going to want to have some people removed, right? So this is who the teacher is in column A. Column B is the department they're in. That can come in handy in other reports you run, so we can see what the department is. What room is that teacher in? What's their preferred room? Doesn't mean it's the room they teach in all the time. That is their preferred room for the schedule to place them in when scheduling is done. I'm going to come back to that. Consecutive. How many consecutive periods can that teacher teach? Is that teacher always free, etc. High schools don't use this team feature. The reason for that is we don't do teams the way that feature is designed. Middle schools may, and we don't use building in-house anywhere. Couple things. Always free. Super duper caution. Super duper duper caution. You use that for fake teachers for classes that don't meet really in our building. We use that for career centers and NCAPs, right? That's not a real person. We're just putting things with them just so the schedule will schedule a student. Okay, so that's really the only time you want to use that. Everyone else real people should be no. Consecutive, this is the max number of consecutive periods a teacher can teach in a row. No one can teach 7 periods in a day except an always free fake teacher, right? So the max should always be 6. It can be more than they're going to do. It doesn't mean they're going to get 6 in a row. It just allows 6 in a row. I'm going to look down here and say, I'm guessing this teacher is new since last year because their max consecutive in a row is 1. If that's not changed before the schedule build workshop, even though you clear all your errors, if that teacher is assigned 6 classes, you can't fit 6 classes in a 7-period day with max in a row 1. That's going to stop your build. You're going to have to try and figure out why, and it's going to be because you don't have these settings set correctly. The defaults for brand new people, for whatever reason, are always 1. So you want to look at those people and go change them. Preferred room. I'm going to spend a little more time on this report. Preferred room isn't where you're going to be for every hour. It's, hey, all things equal, what room do you want me to be in, right? If you have a teacher, so if we look at this teacher here in row 5, their preferred room is 503, and I'm guessing they're teaching 6 classes. No one else should have preferred room 503. The schedule engine uses the preferred room to snap teachers into their preferred room once scheduling is done and complete. If more than one person has the same preferred room, it's not going to know who to put. No one's going to end up in that. It's going to be a mismatch of people in there. There's an exception to that. If the teacher who teaches the Chinese class is at Liberty High School in the morning, he can have preferred room 405. If the French teacher who's there in the afternoon only, so they're not there at the same time, that teacher can also have 405 because they're not there at the same time. That's the only time you should really have a duplicate room in the preferred room number. Department, it's just nice to have teachers assigned to departments. You want to make sure those are valid departments at this point. But that is a quick rundown on how you can use the teacher list. You can find, if I do data sort and go by consecutive periods, smallest to largest, these are all staff members that might need to be adjusted, or it's going to have a problem in your build. Now, some of them you might not be building schedules for because they might be Liberty virtual teachers and we don't build those anyway. But you still have those teachers marked to build, so we still have to deal with them. We still have to deal with them before we get to the schedule build. Okay, thank you.